Getting to order. Do roll call. C16, right on.
Mike Lennon,
Here.
Danny Ragsdale,
Here.
Cheryl Glancy,
Here.
Gina Alves Watts, no, Joe Barnes,
Here.
Travis Malort.
Here.
All right, we do have a quorum. I'd like to apologize that we didn't have a quorum. We had a sick individual that we couldn't get past on the last meeting, so. All right, discussion of possible action to approve the minutes of June 6th of 2024 regular meeting. Has everyone had a chance to review those minutes? Any corrections need to be made? If none, I entertain a motion to accept the minutes.
I move with approval.
Yep. Second.
All right, Clancy. Malure, second. Call for a vote.
Ragsdale,
Yes.
Glancy,
Yes.
Barnes,
Yes.
Malort,
Yes.
Denham,
Yes. All right, public hearing. I'll entertain a vote so we can go into a public hearing.
Motion to go into public hearing.
I got a motion and a second by Joe Barnes. Any further discussion? Let's go to a vote.
Glancy,
Yes.
Barnes,
Yes.
Malort,
Yes.
Denham,
Yes.
Ragsdale.
Yes.
Okay, we are in public hearing. Zoning change for Limestone Construction LLC. I will entertain a motion if someone would like to make a motion that we waive the reading and take them as presented on.
So moved.
Second.
And that's a thank
I
you.
would read that. As silly as I sound.
I'm gonna get a water bottle, so I have a motion and a second. I'll call for a vote.
Denham,
Yes.
Malort,
Yes.
Barnes,
Yes.
Danny, Ragsdale,
No. Oh, gosh.
Glancy.
Yes.
Okay, we're entering public hearing because Limestone Construction LLC has asked for, has asked for zoning change. And this is the public hearing where we're going to discuss, do you have the application? Huh? I don't have a copy of the application right
You
here.
have it right down.
Is it down there at the bottom? Okay, there it is. The current zoning is agricultural AG. The applicant is requesting zone be changed to residential multifamily for apartments. At this point in time, if anyone would like to speak for or against, we ask you to come up one at a time. We ask you to direct your comments to the board and not to anybody else but to the board, and tell us you're for or against, and we'll go from there. So if anyone would like to speak for or against, please come forward and speak now or forever hold your peace.
All right.
Please state your name.
My name is Mayor Doyle,
Thank you, sir.
and I'm for this. So I actually, and you guys already know this. It's in your stuff. We've talked about it at various points. But when we looked at our comprehensive plan that the city voted on, in I think it was 2017, it was created. 2018, it was voted on by the people. It states that in there on the north corridor of Highway 69. So that is inadvertently from about 5th Street to the north end of town at what we know as Old Airport Road, that we support growth and accommodations to that section of the northern corridor of 69, and that would include rezoning if needed, et cetera, things for growth. When the plan was presented to the city, it fits the needs of what we need. We need some housing, we need some things. It is unlike the last housing development that we took. We had to have an MOU that after it was done and after it was inspected, after it was built, that we would annex it in. That was a lengthy process, and there were things that we missed out on. For most of you that don't know, if you do know, whatever, when we do these developments and they're in our city limits, we gain sales tax off the use tax, off the build and things like that. When the units are occupied and the utilities are on, it creates sales tax off the sale of those utilities, plus whatever we get from people that are living in there, shopping, whatever. A lot of our businesses through town, some of the larger in the industrial park, are desperate for large numbers of people for their projects or whatever their contracts that they have. I know, for example, Ray, in talking to them earlier this year, they were basically at a crunch for about 600 people by the end of the year, for an exclusive contract that they had. We have others, MSAWs and so on, that are in the same boat. We can't accommodate that if we don't have housing for that. And so when the project was presented, we were explained to us that this would not be low income, it would not be subsidized, it would be moderately priced, you know, comparable to the 530 apartments that we just took in. And there's been a lot of discussion on how this is gonna do, what it's gonna do, and I think they're gonna come, Limestone will actually present, I guess there was a mix-up somewhere and they wanted a section of this property that they have to be commercial for purposes of whatever they can put in there to generate more sales tax and create more stuff. So that application has been submitted. That'll be a few weeks down the road, but I think this is a good development for us. We're working on the donated Giles property right next to it to make that some conservation type land, preserve that. That worked well for them, their image of keeping it, you know, a presentable area with recreational land next to it. And so there's been a lot of communication back and forth, and I think this is good for our community. I think it'll fit the desire, the comprehensive plan that the community voted on. And in talking with the city attorney, there's no issues with the rezoning that he saw based on the details of the comprehensive plan. So,
Is Mug good with this?
yes. So there was one concern, and it was actually from our fire chief. He was concerned about maybe water pressures on that area. And when I talked briefly, let me emphasize briefly, with Travis Willis, they were gonna check into that, but they think when they ran that line through there a couple summers ago that would take care of that. And when I say pressures, BK's concern was last time they did that, before that line was there on the other side of the town, the highway, they're supposed to hit, I think it's 50 PSI, and they were hitting like 45. So wasn't that it wasn't there, but since we've added water tower, they've added that line, and so they weren't too worried about it. There wasn't any kind of panic ensued, but they're confident that adding that infrastructure they did should take care of that. So again, no red flags on that, but any other questions for me? Okay, thank you.
Thanks, sir. There's people here, are we here just to find out, or are we wanting to speak for or against?
They're on the next one.
We're on the next.
Okay, then, I'm just making sure. I don't want to sit there and say, you didn't let me speak. I'm an equal opportunity kind of guy, so. All right, so there's no one else that would like to speak on the Limestone Construction LLC proposal from AG to RM. Going once, going twice. All right. I'll entertain a motion that we, for exit public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Cheryl got first and Travis got second. Call for a vote?
Denham,
Yes.
Ragsdale,
Yes.
Clancy,
Yes.
Barnes,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
All right, so now we're gonna discuss possibility, recommend to council action regarding the zoning change from limestone construction legal as technically read above was waived. Discussion amongst the board. Do we have any more comments, questions, concerns?
I remember when we did the UDO and everything. This was definitely something that we looked at, and it is perfect. It'll just enhance our city, get us out there a little bit farther.
Housing shortage is big time.
Oh, yes.
I've talked to quite a few employers, and that's the number one sticking point for the industrial park. Bringing any more people in is they're having to go all the way to Arkansas, deep into Tulsa, past Tulsa, just to bring people to work
Oh, yes. Yes.
because no housing.
So if there's, anyone else has any objections or anything, I'll move for approval of this application.
I have a motion for approval. Do I have a second?
Second.
Let's go Ragsdale for the second on that one. We'll give it to Danny. All right, any further discussion? All right, let's call for a vote.
Ragsdale.
Yes.
Clancy.
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes.
Mallory.
Yes.
Denham.
Yes. All right, motion passes. Again, we are just a recommending body. This still has to go to the city council. City council still has to vote on this. Just like to throw that out there. There's more to it. I don't want to say, hey, we're all good to go. So now you just got to go to the city council. All right, number 5. Can I have a vote to enter into a public hearing, please?
So move.
I got a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, right, no, second. Mallory. All right, call for a vote.
Denham.
Yes.
Ragsdale.
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm missing it. Clancy.
Yes.
And Mallory.
Yes.
Switch pages on.
We're having to do a lot of voting here, so. All right, this is for a zoning change for TC4 Grand Street LLC.
I make a motion, we waive
Second.
reading.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Travis. We have a first, we have a second. Call for a vote.
Denham.
Yes.
Mallory.
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes.
Ragsdale.
Yes.
Clancy.
Yes.
Good there, Sharon. You good? All right. The current zoning is agricultural AG. The applicant is requesting the zone to be changed to commercial automotive recreation CAR for the self-storage facility with boat and RV parking. All right, just like last time, I guess some of you all are here. If you'd like to come up, again, one at a time, please come up here, state your name, and whether you're for, against, and your reason, please.
Hi, my name's Bill Cowan. I'd like to know who these people's names is. They don't have the kahunas to take and put their name on the property. I wanna know who I'm dealing with. That's a frog pond out there. And they're gonna build all this stuff out there. I don't wanna be flooded. Are you gonna do something to be sure that I'm not flooded?
For the P and Z, that kind of does not, it's not in our purview to sit there and if it floods or if it does not flood, if they were to flood.
Well, I need to know who I need to sue. If they ain't got the kahunas to put their name on their property, to say who they are, I need to know who they are. I know who, I can get you guys' names and the city council, you know, and the mayor, it don't matter, I can get your names, there won't be no trouble getting a lawyer to take care of that, but I need to know who I'm dealing with. And are they gonna put in accurate drainage going south, or are they gonna run water on me going north? And my neighbor.
That's a copy. There's the applicant right there, Nathan Strapp.
So I have no idea who this is. But anyway, I need to know how close to our property they're gonna build these storage buildings. Are they gonna, you guys are on the zoning,
We do the zoning, and ours is to whether they're gonna switch the zoning. If it fits within our comprehensive plan, that's what we're looking at. When it comes down to setbacks, on building anything, that was gonna fall to the building inspector on the setback stuff. If it lies in the floodplain.
So you do
it'll be
not-
It'll be the floodplain.
so you do not know, Ben, right?
No, sir. I mean, we're merely looking at an application to see if it fits in. That's the purview of this volunteer board, is just to sit there and say, does it fit within our, what we call our comprehensive plan? Does it fit within our comprehensive plan, which was developed by professional engineers, planners? We did this 2017, 2018.
Well, how many storage buildings do we need in Pryor is what's the city gonna gain out of having more storage buildings out there? Tell me that. Nothing, there's no sales tax involved. But we're living there, we're supporting this community. We buy our groceries and clothes and whatever here in this town. I don't know who this guy is, I don't even know he lives in McLean, Virginia. Now, he's not part of our community. Now, is he? Let's get real
We're
here.
not here to judge whether or not that they are within the community, whether it's not bringing sales tax. Our job is, as this board, is to, does it fit in our comprehensive plan? If it does not fit in our comprehensive.
Does he not have a representative here? Because if they want us to agree to this, I want to know what kind of plan they got for the drainage. I want a buffer wall or a great buffer fence between my property and them, and I want to know what the setback is between my property and theirs. You know, the mayor told me, oh, they're just gonna put a few up front. Well, I know they build these things in phases. They'll put a few up front. Once they get it rezoned, they put in for a building permit. They build some more. Next thing you know, we're looking at 20 foot off our fence, a damn storage building. You know, do you want one next to you? Or you? No, you don't. I don't have a problem with it if they'll agree with us and work with us, but I do have a problem till they do. I think that they need to send a representative here and we work on the agreement. Maybe I need to talk to the people that takes care of the setbacks and all that, because I thought you people would know this, but undoubtedly you don't.
We are not, again, that does not fall under our purview. And we are still just a recommending body. This has to go to the city council. More than welcome to talk with the city councilors themselves in your district and in those other districts and tell them your concerns, because they're the ultimate decision maker. We're just trying to say, does this zoning change fit our comprehensive plan, which was developed?
Well, do you think it does or don't?
Well, that's why we're having a public hearing. We're listening to you all. Then we will, as you saw before, we will have a discussion amongst us on our thoughts on it. And then from there, whether we disagree or agree with it, we push it to the city council. Here's our thoughts on it, and the city council is the ultimate decision maker.
You know, if they was willing to work with us, oh yeah, I would go along with it. But till we find out what the setbacks is and what their real plans is, and whether they're gonna put us a barrier wall so these people won't be coming in and out of their day at night, waking us up, and they might have headlights shining in our bedroom window. Now, it may not affect you guys, but it will us, you know, and we're citizens of Pryor. We pay our taxes, we do all our right stuff. Now, some guy from Virginia's gonna take and put in something, and he don't care how it affects us. He really don't. So I'm against it if we can't get to they come up with their part of what they want to do. So, you know, that's what I had to say about it. If, you know, you can have another meeting and they can take and say, and they send a representative and he says, well, yeah, we'll put a 10-foot wall. We're going to stay 100 feet off of your property, whatever. And then we can go from there, you know. But until they do, I'm against it till they take and come up with the plan. This is just a blanket plan, and they can do anything they want from now on once they get a building permit.
Man, well, we aren't issued any building permits. All they're asking for is a zoning change.
Right, but they have to get a building permit to build, and then they'll build one set in one phase, and then I've seen them do it right out by the cemetery. They started out with a few, and now they got the whole property filled up. And everybody in here knows that's how that works. You know it, I know it, all the members knows it. They're not gonna sit there and bale hay on that or something. They're gonna put buildings on it or put a storage lot, and they'll have to build it up because water stands on it. It stands on my neighbor's fence east of my property on their side and on his side, and when it rains enough, it's that deep. All right, we got enough water problem on our property now. We don't need none added to us. So, you know, I don't guess, you know, I don't know much else I can tell you that, you know, if they want to work with us, we can try to see what we can work out, and that would be great. I would just appreciate you all to put this on hold till they contact us, and we'll work out our problems and see how it works. But that's up to you guys. You're the board, I'm not.
And again, we're just the recommending body.
Right, so, you know, I appreciate your trying to go along with us, because, you know,
We're here to listen.
Hello. This right here, I was gonna give this to you. This is a copy of the building regulations for setback requirements and stuff. So for CAR, as you tell, a minimum 12,000 square feet on here. And this tells you your sides, your street, your rear. Maximum coverage on, on CAR is 30%.
so how many feet would that be off of our fence then? You know more about this than I do.
Well, here on the interior, gets residential, is 15 feet.
Come on now, I don't agree to that at all.
Well, this is the UDO that was passed in 2019, and this here is for the CAR. Like I say, 30% max coverage, so if they have 10,000 square feet, they can only have 3,000 square footage of building space on their use. So they gotta leave
So
7,000.
they can use 70% of the property.
30%. That's what the 30 stands for right here, sir.
So they can only use 30% of their property.
Yes, sir, right.
So they can't use the whole property.
No, it's saying right here, 30% is the max coverage that they can do. So like I say, if it's 20,000 square feet, I don't know how big that lot is, but, you know,
Well, they,
roughly, you know, if it's 20,000, that's 6,000 square feet. That's all that they can build.
I don't know, it's, an acreage is 5,000 and, let's see, there's 500 and some, feet one way on 3 different lots. And I don't know how deep it is. I didn't bring the letter with me to read it, but they've got the letter. I'm sure they know how many.
You know, if it's 100,000 square foot, then 30,000 square foot is what they could build. 30%. And then, like I say, here on the street side is 50 foot setback on here. Minimum street frontage is 100. But this here is a copy I made for you, so that
All
you
right,
can have
oh
it,
yeah, I
sir.
appreciate it.
You're welcome, sir.
You know, if they're only gonna use part, well, I don't know what they do with the other part of it, but that's not my problem, but, I don't understand. And I'd rather have that there than low-income housing. I don't need them things. But see, the thing is, I don't want, you know, that kind of people draws some thievery and stuff too. Everybody knows that people breaks into the mini storages and stuff. Well, I don't go to nobody's house. I don't want nobody coming to my house stealing anything. And I got a 12-gauge shotgun, and that's the way I feel about it. It's loaded with double aught. You stay off. I got a 6-foot fence and a security gate. I don't want, unless you're invited on my property, you best not be showing up.
And what is your address in relation to this?
430 Hilton Lane.
Okay.
So, you know, I need to talk to them, you know, it would be nice to have a buffer wall or a buffer fence or something.
If you look, the property owners in Westville, and he's got his phone number there, visit with them over the phone and find out what they want to do.
Yeah,
And voice your concerns, and maybe they can alleviate some of them.
right. That's what we need to work out. You know, I had no idea who these people was or anything about them.
Sorry, I'm gonna show them here. This is his property right there.
Okay.
So this is his
He's just showing where your property is in relation.
Right.
So we all,
I'm still trying to understand why the city of Pryor in '86 annexed Pryor Creek, but they did.
way
They're
before
still
my time.
They're still annexing
I was still in
property.
school.
This is where you come into our property off of Northwest Fifth, the city goes straight on through and then it turns and goes back south. Well, that's taking in Pryor Creek. I thought, well, what are they going to get out of having Pryor Creek? It's all flood zone. But they did.
Well, I encourage you to visit with these people and get your concerns, because
Right.
there's time before it goes to the city council.
Right.
And yes, I was the sick one that was stayed out last week. So.
You
I had
were what?
COVID. I was the sick one. I had COVID last week.
Right.
So, I didn't think.
Well,
It happens.
I was kind of disappointed that we weren't sent some kind of mail or something telling us when this meeting was gonna be. Of course, the mayor knows that, cause I'm a real plain-spoken person. You can understand. And I thought, that's not right. She called my neighbor and told him, well, I'm sorry, but we don't have to send you no notification for this meeting. Even though they waited 30 minutes before the meeting and decided not to have it last week. You know, I said, well, just out of common courtesy, you should take and give us a call or a letter. Well, we didn't have time. I thought, well, all we had to do is change the dates on the letter and mail it out on Friday. We would have had it by Monday. At least we would have knew that we was gonna have this meeting this evening. I don't know who made that rule that you got to send it out 2 weeks prior or whatever, but that's not right. There's nothing right about not doing that. It should have been, they should have sent us notification. So, I don't know what you guys think about it, but I thought that we should have been notified. But we had to find out word of mouth. So, you guys, you can decide what you want to do. You know, I don't know if you're going to approve it or not approve it or whatever, but we need to take and work out some details. So I guess that's all I got to say. I guess you're tired of hearing me anyway, so.
Thank you, sir. That's why it's a public hearing, sir, so we can hear from you.
I'm Jake Gibson. I'm his neighbor,
And what is your address, just to?
429 Helton Lane.
Okay,
And so basically we have common concerns with the water and the, potential people, wandering onto our property or whatever. But it doesn't sound like this is the place to maybe bring that up so much. Like you're not really, so.
well, we're just working on the zoning change.
Right.
That's our purview, and that's all
That's
we're
what
here
I'm,
to
that's what I'm
decide.
saying. Yeah, it doesn't sound like
And
that.
when we say we decide, we're just a recommending body. And so, I mean, city council, the mayor, they can talk with the individuals and.
Sounds like that's who we need to bark at.
You are more than welcome to voice your concerns.
I mean, if you got some concerns, now is the time to hit it. It'll be public record. And
I mean,
so-
that's it. I mean, the water, like I do, because it backs up to my south fence, and that's, I mean, like you said, it does hold water and it runs off on my property. And if they're gonna build something, they'd have to
Floodplain?
build that up,
Okay, I'll just make sure.
and then, yeah. But anyways, that's what I've got.
All right, thank you, sir. Anybody else here? Anybody else going once? Anybody else going twice? And we're gonna go with number 3, so no one has anything else to say. Thank you folks for speaking on the subject. We appreciate that. I'll entertain a motion to exit public hearing.
So moved. Second.
Ragsdale and then by Travis Miller. Call for vote?
Denham,
Yes.
Ragsdale,
Yes.
Clancy,
Yes.
Barnes,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
All right. Number 6, discuss possibly recommend council action regarding zoning change for TC4 Graham Street LLC, legal as read above. So what says the board here?
The zoning is in compliance with the master plan,
Technically, yes.
so I'll recommend approval to the council for their final decision.
Council's decision.
I just like to state, we've stated in here quite a few times, we call balls and strikes. And that's regardless of how I feel about some things, I can have strong feelings for and against people that step up here all the time. And I would love to be able to decide how I feel. But I don't ever want somebody deciding how they feel for or against me. So if it's in the strike zone, I have to call it a strike. If it's outside of it, I have to call it a ball. And so if the rules permit me to call it a strike, I have to call it a strike. And so I'm gonna go by what the rules say we can do, regardless of who it is, where they come from, what they do or don't do. I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna treat everybody the same, irregardless of my feelings.
Second.
Was that a motion? So was that a motion there, or?
No, I made
or-
I was
or
just-
you made the motion, sorry.
You made the first.
Yeah, all right, so Travis is gonna say, I'm just saying, I like the baseball analogy, though. Appreciate that. So we have a motion, we have a second. Do we have any further discussion? Call for a vote?
Denham,
Yes.
Ragsdale,
Yes.
Clancy,
Yes.
Barnes,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
It did pass. Again, I will strongly recommend that you reach out to the city council, to the mayor after this meeting and talk with them.
Oh, they'll know about it.
I mean, like he said, we truly understand your concerns and
And I want a copy of this meeting, the minutes of this meeting.
it won't be approved until the.
it won't be approved until the next meeting. We can give you an unofficial copy, but we can't give you a certified copy until we meet next month.
Right. So I'll have to come up here the next meeting to request it, or I can request it now?
I'll make a note for September 5th meeting after they're approved to get in touch with them.
Right, okay.
And she's our secretary, she's really good. I will say that.
We had to get a variance to get a building permit for the house.
Again, I do not know,
That's been over 30 years ago.
I do not know any of that.
And
That's,
whenever we needed a copy of the minutes, they disappeared.
well,
Oh, gee.
So we
Cheryl's
don't-
pretty good at what she does and
We
she's,
don't want that to happen twice. I've been through all this zoning stuff before. I didn't start this last week. 'Cause
well, and you can, these meetings, are they
Are
not?
recorded.
They're
and
public
they're on
record posted.
YouTube, and the microphones work really well right now, so
So, I mean, there is also a video of this meeting too, so, I mean, if
that's available right now, it's a live recording, so you can go home and watch it again if you want to.
but Cheryl will get your information and she'll get in contact with you. She's really good at that, so. All right, we're to item number 7.
Well, they just approved it, so.
I make a
We're
motion.
recommending, we didn't approve it, we recommended it to go to the council.
All right.
So I got a motion to adjourn.
Are we gonna
Second?
get a letter from the council?
I got a motion and I got a second. Call for a vote?
Denham,
Yes.
Ragsdale,
Yes.
Clancy,
Yes.
Barnes,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
All right, we're adjourned.